Hey everybody, welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in pop culture. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim. Hi, everyone.
Hey guys.
Today we're going to talk about the reason Sophie Turner is okay with being paid less than Kit Harington in Game of Thrones, why wedding bells are ringing for Issa Rae, and a new controversial dating method. Plus, Real Housewife Cynthia Bailey joins the table to discuss her new signature peach Bellini beverage. But first, guys, did you hear that Justin Bieber is going to be a dad? Oh, wait, just joking. That was an April Fool's joke. He played on us yesterday on Instagram, but I think it was the most successful joke of yesterday. Yeah. Yep, I agree. I can't remember what the exact caption was, but it was something like, and you thought it was April Fool's, and I felt like it was like his silly Justin reveal. Like, it made sense to me for his personality, but it is, alas. Yeah, well, he posted the sonogram first, and then that 1 second of Haley saying, oh, you thought it was a joke. So you weren't the only one. After I saw the second photo, I go, well, why would they go into a doctor's office? And that's full commitment. Yeah.
Yeah, Allie sent me the photo of the, which one did you say, the hospital one? Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, and I looked, and by the time I checked his profile, he had added a third photo, and it was a sonogram with a little puppy in there. And I was like, now that's a birth I'm into. I want to give birth to just like a litter of kittens. Aww. Anyone else? That's nice. I think it'd be so cool to just be like, boop, 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 and you get a bunch of like cute kittens coming out. That would be cool.
Yeah, again, I support you always, but that's it. I have a different dream.
Oh yeah,
I don't want that.
We don't all need the same dream, you know? True. I'm in my little lane.
Didn't they just get a puppy, though? Oh yeah, so I'm confused. Like, are they getting another puppy? Like,
didn't he just go to rehab? I mean, I feel like they have other things to be worrying about.
He's like in a middle life crisis for like a 45-year-old, the age 25, and Bieber needs to figure stuff out. I mean, April Fool's yesterday, I just saw a couple stuff of like, I think we should ban the holiday a little bit. I just saw a couple people making jokes that just aren't that funny. It's like, what's his excuse?
A couple people? Yeah,
like,
it just feels like every single person I know is coming out and announcing they're not funny.
It's like, great, it's the one day everyone thinks they're a comedian and then make a joke. Like, might as well just kept that to yourself.
I mean, social media in general, I feel like people always think they're so funny. Yeah. And I remember I met this guy who's like a meme maker. He's a meme artist. And he would like go on these huge rants about how like nobody who isn't a professional meme maker should make memes. And I was like, dude, as a comedian, I can't tell people they can't make jokes unless they're a professional comedian. Right. And it is really annoying when people are like, I'm funny, and you're like, you're really not.
Yeah.
Please stop.
Or if you're James Comey joking about that you're gonna run for president, I just want to be like,
Wait, did he say that yesterday?
Yeah, and he was like, April Fool's, I was like, ha ha, ha ha, we're in this mess because of you, ha ha.
See, I prefer them to be dumb, like Mindy Kaling put like a blonde hair through an app, and that was like, I'm like, that's more accessible to me than somebody like Comey saying he's running for president. Yeah.
Well, anyway. The Good Place actress Jameela Jamil has called out Khloe Kardashian for her recent comments about meal replacement shakes. When referring to the Kardashian family, Jamil wrote, their pockets are lined with the blood and diarrhea of teenage girls. Now that is putting it very bluntly.
Yes, but she's not wrong. I mean, she's specifically referencing this shake, this like diet shake that Khloe was selling out.
Flat tummy tea?
The flat tummy tea. I mean, these things are not FDA approved. Yeah. They don't work. They do cause cramping and diarrhea. So somebody had to call it out.
I know, but isn't Jameela Jamil done calling it out? She called it out a bit ago too. It's like, I get it. Yeah. It's not the smartest thing. If you're going to the Kardashians for like nutrition, like that's also a mistake. Like, can't I get it. I agree with Jameela Jamil, but also like, you can also focus on things that are like a bit more important.
But the Kardashians have so much influence over such impressionable young women who look to them to look exactly like them. And what really gets me, because I'm reading a New York Times article about the new season, is like they have so much money. They do not need to accept money and make partnerships with these really unhealthy substances. So I actually feel like I get why she's being so serious about it. I understand she can be a little maybe too hawkish about it, but the Kardashians don't need to be doing this, and they could actually be helping people by calling this stuff out, but instead they're doing the exact opposite.
I agree.
But I feel like that in that same article that you read, they literally, like, Kim Kardashian took like the mom card, and she was like, this is really good work that doesn't take me away from my kids, but still allows me to make money. And I'm like, Kim, please don't give that excuse, because you work a really great job, okay? You have millions and millions of dollars. It's not like she's like struggling to find work that's like keeping her with her kids. So I feel like that's such a bogus reason, and it's trying to pull empathy where I really feel like we don't need to.
Right.
Like, I knew a girl who had to sell flat tummy tea on her Instagram, and she was literally homeless.
Right.
And she felt so ashamed about it, but she was like, if I don't do this, like, I won't have money for food. And I was like, okay, that's a pass. But Kim Kardashian, she doesn't need to do this.
Yeah.
No, and I think for better or worse, they are role models specifically to young girls. I'm thinking in that teen age group that are very impressionable and susceptible for falling for something. So yeah, if you drink a tea, you should probably research it first. But if you're 15 and you're struggling with body image and you're not feeling great, you're gonna try to look like Kim and you're gonna drink what she's drinking. So that's the only part that I just wish they were more transparent about, say, you know what I mean, and like more honest about, because they are influencing young women.
But at the end of the day, like, what do you expect the Kardashians to advertise on Instagram? Like, what are we expecting them to do?
They can
They can be paid, like, if they're saying to Kim, like, I'm gonna pay you $250,000 to post this tea ad. Who wouldn't take that money?
They're already like promoting other things. Like Kylie did Puma, even though we all know she doesn't run, she doesn't work out.
Yeah.
You know, she wore it and it was a lie. And I was like, okay with that, because like it's not like wearing Puma sneakers are gonna kill your life. But like if a girl takes like some detox tea too hard, she could die. Like that's not a joke.
And of course, every brand has problems. I mean, I'm sure you can look at every business that anyone promotes and look at the people that actually make their clothing to whatever. And that's. The point is, the Kardashians are at a point, and if you read this New York Times article, like they have their lip kits, their fashion brands. They don't really need other brands. And it also mentions how this one time some sort of fashion company wanted to partner with Kim Kardashian on a post, and Kanye West intervened and said, please don't do that because they rip off my clothes. Kim didn't do it, and so Kanye ended up giving her the $1 million just for a Happy Mother's Day gift. So this I'm saying, like, so priorities to them is, which is fine. Loving her husband said, don't do this. But I'm saying she was able to like assess, like, oh, this is not worth it because it makes my husband mad, and maybe I should have said I shouldn't post these dietary substances because it's unhealthy.
Sure.
So I just think they admit to their priorities, and I think maybe they should reassess what those priorities are.
I think it should be about putting your fans above your next paycheck sometimes.
At this point,
not every time, but I think there are certain cases where they have the freedom to do that, and they certainly don't.
Yeah.
So that's my only decision.
And sorry, in the article, it is one amazing quote at the end. It goes, when you're talking to Kim, like when you and your mom were talking like recently about what happened and what she said, Kim goes, everything she wanted happened. Kris Jenner has been controlling us all this time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just thinking at this point now when Kris is an all-powerful queen, they make a ton of money. I think they can just keep doing their lip kits and don't need to be selling the tummy tea.
Agreed. Just think about your fans. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, moving on, Sophie Turner has revealed she doesn't mind that co-star Kit Harington earned more money than her on the hit HBO series Game of Thrones. Turner says the pay disparity doesn't bother her because Harington's role has a bigger storyline and involved more night shoots.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so a couple years ago,
It is.
A couple years. Well, he's done. You know, I mean, if you watch season 6 or 7, I mean, he's, you know, going crazy. And apparently, the final battle.
He's going crazy.
He's going crazy.
The final.
He's going crazy.
He's going crazy. I mean, the Battle of Bastards, but the final battle they shot over a long period of time and at night in cold weather. But when they renegotiated their salaries, the 4 main adult actors each get paid $500,000 an episode they appear in. So it's Daenerys, Jon, Cersei, and Jaime. While Arya, Sansa, and Bran get paid $175,000. They are younger, and I think they're in less scenes. So I get what Sophie Turner's saying.
Yeah, and I think people can't take that and blow it up to be like, and women in Hollywood are totally okay with getting paid less.
Of course.
I think this is kind of like its own isolated incident, which is why I'm happy that she clarified why she believes that, especially on today being the pay equality kind of awareness day for women. It's kind of an important note to make that still women make 80 cents on the dollar compared to men. Women of color, it's even lower than that. So this is like an isolated thing in Hollywood, but there's still a bigger pay disparity problem in general.
Yeah. And you explained to me why today was Pay Equality Day, and I had heard that before, but can you repeat it?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Viewers?
So if a man and woman start working on January 1st, by December, the man makes his yearly wage. It will take a woman until next April to make that same amount of money. So it takes women basically 4 months longer to make the same amount of money as a man who's doing the same job.
Right.
God, that pisses me
Which
off.
is ridiculous. 4 months of pay? That's like, that could change your life.
The 3 of us are just catching up to Lucas.
I know, it's crazy, guys.
Yeah, Lucas makes so much more money than me.
What's funny, because I make the least, but yeah.
I was gonna say, if that's true, I'm about to
No, it's funny because I make the least another. But you know, the House just passed the Paycheck Fairness Act, which would allow people to like actually openly like complain and talk about their salaries, because right now I think women can still be persecuted for bringing up that they make less money, even though we passed the Lilly Ledbetter Act and stuff. So there's still work to be done. Hopefully they're still making things will happen soon.
And asking, I always say, I think the most important thing is to ask your male counterparts how much they make. It is uncomfortable, or at least find an avenue to find out about how much they make, because I've done it and it's surprising how much more that they make for doing the same job. And it guts you, and you will never not negotiate after you know that you were being underpaid.
I recently saw in an episode of Insecure when Molly sees her male coworkers, her white male coworkers' paycheck, and that sets off like this whole chain of events and how she goes about handling that, which is really interesting. And I haven't seen that portrayed in a television show ever.
I agree. Yeah, I always say walk into the negotiation with the confidence of a white man.
Right. Well,
because women love to give themselves excuses for not negotiating, but a white guy will just go in and ask for what he wants.
Because they feel entitled to it.
Because societally they've been empowered.
Tucker gets
they've been
the
empowered
job.
to do that, and we've been told to be okay with it or to just be grateful to be there. And it's like, no.
Of course, there's so much. And speaking of which, about negotiations, if you guys don't know, in Hollywood right now, there really is a big disagreement between the Writers Guild of America and the agencies. Basically, writers are complaining and possibly going to fire their agents because agents basically make their money off packaging shows, which means that they will get writers, actors, directors, and put it all in one show and take a percentage of the show's profits from the studio instead of taking a percentage of their writer's salary. So writers are saying, well, they're not arguing on behalf of us, they're arguing on behalf of them. Because they're no longer trying to get our salaries up, they're just trying to get the package as profitable as possible. So if this happens and the Writers Guild passes this amendment or whatever, I mean, they may, if they don't finish negotiations, big writers like Tina Fey, Shonda Rhimes, Aaron Sorkin may fire all their agents, and it could really shock Hollywood in the way TV shows are made. So it's kind of interesting. I don't remember the writer's strike that happened. I mean, we don't know if it's going to be like that, but all our favorite shows went off the air for a little bit.
Not only did they go off the air, so many of my favorite shows were completely ruined after the writer's strike. Like, the writer's room was just never the same. They lost a lot of people. Like, Pushing Daisies was one of the best shows ever, and it just never recovered from that strike.
I felt the same as Ugly Betty. I remember that when it came back, it wasn't the same. 30 Rock had a shorter season. So, this is big. I mean, I know it's kind of inside baseball, but we all love TV, and I think all writers deserve to be fairly compensated, so hopefully they can come to an agreement where the agencies and writers can work together.
Fingers crossed.
Well, in other news, congratulations to Issa Rae for her engagement to boyfriend Louis Diem. Rae's Insecure co-stars Jay Ellis and Yvonne Orji confirmed the news at the NAACP Image Awards over the weekend. But rumors were already swirling after Rae was spotted wearing a diamond ring on a recent Essence magazine cover.
Oh, congratulations!
I love Issa.
So good.
What I love most about this, I love Issa Rae, you guys know that like deep in my heart, is that she just hasn't made the announcement yet herself, but she's been rocking that ring everywhere. And I just love that because she is somebody who guards her personal life so much and is so private about things. And she's like, this is my news to tell when I want. Even last night on her Insta stories, she did this funny GIF and she was like, I didn't say nothing.
Right.
Like, so she's still like, she will do it when she's ready, and I respect that.
I didn't even know she had a boyfriend.
Exactly.
Like, she's so secretive about this. Private.
Private, I think. Private is so important because
like, you're telling secrets. I'm like, no, she's just living her life.
Think about how quickly she blew up. I mean, literally, it was like overnight, all of a sudden, we hear of Issa Rae, and think about the attention that brings into your life and all the criticism that brings into your life. And I just respect her for being able to keep her private life separate from that. And hopefully that means that her relationship will be stronger.
Right. Yeah, also because I think, Insecure is such a personal show, so I'm sure like she shares so much of her life through that show and through her stories, and which makes it so great and funny is that we see the stories of Black women in Los Angeles being authentically themselves, although the characters, like Kelly, Natasha Rothwell says she's nothing like Kelly, though I love Kelly. But I also love that Issa in real life is doing a little better than Issa on Insecure, because she struggles on Insecure. She's with men, with her job, and
well, season 3, the end, like we leave off on a note with Issa where it's like, what's going on?
Right. You're gonna have friends? Like,
she doesn't, nothing is stable in her life at that point. So it's good to see her in real life kicking ass.
Absolutely.
Because not only does she have Insecure, she has the movie Little that comes out on April 12th. They're actually coming to Build today at 3 p.m. Issa Rae, Regina Hall, and Marseille Martin, if you guys want to check that out. Then she also has like 2 films coming out this year. One called The Photograph and the other one called Lovebirds, where she's playing leads. I mean, that's such a big year.
Huge.
Right. And not to mention she's doing was it Black Girl sketch show for HBO. She's producing a lot too. She's great.
Yeah.
It's not the end
Issa.
of. So much for Issa.
Yeah,
Congrats.
stick around for Brittany's interview with her.
Yay.
In an interview with Insider, relationship coach Sammy Wonder explains why she swears by rotational dating. The controversial dating method involves going on dates with multiple potential partners before getting them to commit. So you might be thinking, this just sounds like fucking dating. Well, there's a small difference. So in this rotational dating that Sammy Wonder talks about, she says it's important to not sleep with any of the people that you're dating until you're ready to commit, and to taking a real long time before you commit. So not for everyone, am I right?
I'm gonna say that. That's fun.
Yeah.
I do sort of like this because she's giving women permission to date around. And I've been guilty of this. Sometimes when you meet a guy and you go on like 1 or 2 great dates, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna like see how this plays out. And you don't really play the field and you sort of isolate this one guy.
Yes.
And sometimes that leads to you paying him too much attention or you're too available and then it falls apart.
Yeah.
So I do love her giving permission to women to be like,
And you have
hey,
a guy flying on a plane to
yeah.
see you. Suddenly I'm in
Brittany's
this
a heartbreaker, guys.
international
No
relationship.
surprise.
I'm like, what's going
She's
on?
men flying around the world to come see her.
Yeah, like,
I can't believe you just said that.
no, it's just like things can get out of hand.
Yeah, escalate really quickly if it's just 2 one-on-one. So I do love that like women should feel empowered to date around and see what's out there, not just.
I totally agree.
I agree too.
And I think I think it's more like being like not wasting your time, which I
Right.
think is valuable
Yeah.
because you know you can date someone for a few dates and then it falls apart and you're like, wow, that was a month.
Guys, this is always really personal for us. We're all
Yeah.
dating
A
and
month.
complicated.
Yeah.
I could technically say that I've wasted so much time, but you know, man, I've learned some good-ass lessons.
It's true.
Seriously.
Some lessons about good ass.
Some good-ass lessons. You learn how to spread it and eat it and love it.
Brunch.
Great lesson.
Spread your love.
Spread your love.
I think, just on a little more serious note, I think that it really is important for women to feel comfortable embracing this. Because like Brittany said, a lot of women might associate it with being sleazy or something like that. Like, even a guest we had on a few days ago was talking about how she would go on like 2 or 3 dates a night.
Yeah.
And initially we were all just like, whore. You know?
Yeah.
But no, like you're allowed to go on a couple dates a night or like have a couple dates a weekend and meet someone for drinks and meet someone for dinner, and like it doesn't mean you're sleeping with everybody, all the holes are filled. It
Right.
doesn't mean that. It just means you're meeting people, you're talking to different types of people, and like when I think about that, like that's the best way to find someone who's actually right for you.
I agree. The sex component could make it difficult. Like, I definitely love She's Gotta Have It, the show, because she's like sleeping with 3 different men. She's in relationships with them, but she's being honest and transparent about it. So I think that's the key also. But I do understand the importance of taking sex out of it because it blurs everything immediately. If
Totally.
you're looking for something substantial, I think it
Right.
is harder to do if you're sleeping with multiple people.
But if you're not okay, women
Yeah,
should
that's
reclaim
what-
their sexuality.
Yeah.
Yeah, do what works for you. You know, no matter what a dating coach says or 4 hosts sitting on a brunch stage, like you figure it out. You know, like who cares what people say or what they think the best formula is?
Do
Like,
you?
yeah, I mean, 3 of us are single. We haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
I'm in a relationship and I haven't figured it out. You know, like when I say I did nothing that weekend, I just followed my girlfriend for 15 hours. Like, that's what I mean.
Like you?
So like, don't worry.
Well, now it's time for today's guest. You may know Cynthia Bailey from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, her modeling career, or her eyewear line. But today she's here to discuss her new signature peach Bellini beverage with Seagram's Escapes. Everyone, please give a warm Bill Bunch welcome to Cynthia Bailey.
Hello. Hi.
Cynthia, we are so honored to have you here.
Oh,
honored.
so honored to be here.
So pumped.
So, tell us about the peach Bellini.
Well,
And let's all cheers.
We've been
Cheers.
cheers
first of
first.
all,
Yes.
cheers
It is really
to
tasty.
It's
my-
delicious.
Everything on it.
Thank you. I was gonna say that was gonna be the first thing I said. It is absolutely delicious.
It really is. I could drink like 6 of these.
Yeah.
It's scary how easy it goes down.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No, it really is.
I'm
But-
like, uh-oh.
and that's why you have to buy a lot of. You don't want to run out. This is in stores everywhere. We launched it. You guys may have seen on the finale episode
Oh, we
of the
saw
Real.
it.
We saw
Saw it.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. It made quite a splash on that episode. And yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I'm excited to be in my partnership with Seagram's. And if you guys follow me, Cynthia Bailey 10, you'll see me talking about my peach Bellini for quite a bit now.
That's so exciting. And you sampled, like, I think over 20 flavors.
I did.
Get to this point. So tell us about that process.
I was very hands-on. I was involved in, I flew to Chicago to like, you know, okay, put more of this in it, take this out, make it more carbonated, make it more peachy flavor. Then from that point, I went to Rochester, New York, and I went to the factory, and I got to see them make everything. So
packaging, did you do this?
I stand by packaging. I was all involved in it. I wanted to be like an island escape.
That's how I feel looking at this.
I'm
this
all
is like
about
beach
like,
in a bottle.
absolutely. Like when you're home,
You know?
we all like work hard. When you're home relaxing, you just want to like chill. You can't really maybe go on a vacation, but you can always go in your refrigerator and get yourself a nice cold peach Bellini and feel like you're having a island escape.
Absolutely.
So Seagram's Escapes, they specialize in focusing and working with women. So how important was that for you to market towards women?
Oh, it was very important. I mean, just overall, I was excited about this opportunity just because Seagram's has been around for a long time. They're pretty solid. I mean, I grew up drinking, you know, Seagram's. I've been around for a long time. I like to drink a cocktail.
Cheers.
You know, being on a reality show and being a reality star, you know, I need
You need a drink once in a while.
I need a moment every now and then, like
They keep up with
during the
Shamari.
finale episode. I don't know if I keep with Shamari, but
3 drinks minimum.
Yeah.
exactly.
3 drink minimum.
Yes, Shady Boots, I love it. But anyway, I was excited. I'm excited. This is a very big deal for me. I was excited to have all of my friends and family come out to support me on the season finale. Yeah, had a little drama, but as you can see, the finale was a success, and so was the launch of my peach Bellini, and I'm excited for everyone to taste it, honestly. I stand by this product. I feel like I literally had like a big pot, and I made it myself. Like I'm very, you know, I was very hands-on with the whole process.
Definitely. And it must be, you know, there must be a lot of brands that come to you. You have this show as this amazing platform. How do you choose what projects you want to be a part of? Because you have this, you have your eyewear, but it seems very strategic.
For me, it has to be something that's organic, something that I would really, you know, want to be involved with. You know, if I didn't like this, I wouldn't want to promote it and, you know, sell it to you guys or even stand by it. My eyewear, I love to wear, you know, sunglasses, readers. I need readers now. So, and anything that's organic to what I would really want and feel comfortable promoting works for me. I get a lot of different opportunities to be, you know, a brand ambassador for different products. But if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. Like, you know, for example, say, I mean, all right, like if I wanted to go into the, I don't know, concrete business, okay. It may be a lot of money there, but that's not really part of, you know, my brand. It's like, okay, I'd be like, you know what, let me kind of stick with, you know, I'm a beauty and a fashion brand at the end of the day. You know, I'm very lifestyle-y. You know, I have the whole mom thing that, you know, I think I'm pretty good at. I try to stay in my lane. I try to stay in my lane because it has to be believable and people have to feel like, you know, my fan base is very, you know, relatable because I'm relatable. They're like, okay, if Cynthia's on vacation somewhere, it's probably pretty affordable. You know, it's probably, you know, some place that I could actually go. I'm never like somewhere just balling out like, hey, I'm over here and y'all can't probably afford to go. I'm wearing this, y'all can't afford one. You know what I mean? I try to really, you know, who I am is what you see, and the things that I like to stand behind and promote and put my name on the things that I actually want other people to be able to actually be able to afford and be able to, you know, rock with me with.
I love that, and that's what I feel from you. You mentioned being a mom.
Yes.
We saw how emotional you got when Noelle went off to school. How is she doing?
She's still there, praise God. She didn't come back home yet. You know, it was very hard for me to let her go. But now I don't want her to come back. Now the nest is empty. Well, it's not all the way empty. You know, Mike, Noah flew out, Mike flew in. But I'm, you know, extremely proud of her. It's not like she's like killing it right now. It's like still her first year. You know, she's figuring it out. She's the only child. She was homeschooled for a long time. So, you know, she had to deal with the whole socialization part of like, you know, making new friends. And, you know, she's also on the show. So we actually filmed at Howard. So it's like, oh my God, are they trying to be friends with me because of you, Mom? Or do they really like me? So she's like, that was kind of tough for her as well. But, you know, it's not like she's on the dean's list or anything, but she's doing good.
She's still in school.
She's still over there. And, you know, I'm really...
How is she doing? She's there. She still
is in DC. She's not at Lake Bailey. But no, I'm really proud of her. And I think this is the time in your life, you know, she just turned 19. Well, yeah, in November. where you just try to figure it out. And I'm like, Noelle, don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Like, you may change, she switched a major, and she's like, now I think I may want to move here, I may want to do there. But I'm like, look, you'll probably do this like a million times.
Yeah.
Just don't come back home.
Well, I've watched every episode of Real Housewives.
Oh, my
every
goodness.
episode, especially of Atlanta, which is my favorite. So I've seen you from the beginning, been a fan of yours, and we've seen you so much. You've shared so much with us, from marriage to divorce to Eyewear line, to the Bailey agency, to Noelle growing up. And this season was no different. We talked about Noelle going to college, your relationship with Mike. How was filming season 11 similar but also different in a way than the past seasons?
Well, I think for me, my hardest season was season 1 when I first came on. Well, for me, season 1 when I first came on the show. I was just getting married. We were having all kind of financial problems. Okay, well, we were like broke. The money, we had no money. We were planning the wedding. It felt like as soon as the cameras came, I was like, I signed up for the show, and then we lost our butts. Like everything was gone. It was like, oh my God. So that, that season for me was the most memorable because your first is always like, it's like your first time,
Yeah, of course.
Your first is your first. But it was hard, and I can't even watch back. I can't even watch the old episodes of me because I don't even know who that person is anymore because I've just grown so much. I'm in such a happy place right now. I have love. I have, a Seagram Speech Bellini deal on the table. Life is good, and I'm incredibly blessed, and I feel like I'm radiating that.
Yeah. Well, this season, I think one of those memorable episodes was the buy a wig party, where I didn't breathe for a full hour watching that. What was it like in the moment, like living that?
Crazy. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy. It was like a roller coaster. There was a lot going on. Nene is, dealing with, her husband, Greg, battling cancer, and she, puts on a very tough exterior, but I think she's an internalizer. She holds things in, and then there's moments where she's like, everything's fine, and then she'd be like a mess, and then everything's fine, and then she'd be like crying, and then everything's fine, and then she's like screaming. It's like, okay. So, as someone that, completely tried to be supportive throughout that whole process, it was kind of tough to see her go through all of that, but I will say the Bad Wig Party was definitely like a huge breaking point where you guys kind of got to see her just really kind of just be like dancing in the living room and then like going crazy about someone going in the closet and then she's fine again and then she's like bursting in tears again. So,
I've never been more curious to find what's inside a closet before.
Well, I wouldn't recommend you go in there without
I'm never going in that closet. But speaking of Nene, we've watched, the friendship contract, the burning of the contract, to being sisterhood.
The resurrection of the contract.
And next week is the reunion, which I am very, very excited for.
Yes.
Could you tease us anything that's going to happen with you guys or the reunion in general?
Friendships are tough, we're all grown women. We're not in high school anymore. There's just a certain amount of drama that I just choose not to have in my life.
Right.
I consider myself, you guys have seen me throughout the season and just throughout the years be a very loyal friend to my friends. I mean, that's how I actually get myself in situations, like even the thing that happened at the finale, like I wanted all my friends to be there. And then you have friends that don't get along, and it's like, oh my God, at this point, like seriously, I'm 52 years old. Do I really have to call you and tell you that someone's coming? You can't exist in a room on my behalf for me when I would do it for you and not even think twice. I would never want to put anyone in that position. And, so we kind of differ on the way we kind of deal with our definitions and how we look at friendships. It's not always that same reciprocity. You know what I mean? You gotta if you ain't giving it, then don't expect to get it. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I'll always have love for her. We've been down this road before. There was a couple of years we weren't friends, and the time apart was good. So I think healing is always a good thing. The reunion, definitely, we go at it.
I don't want to pick
we go
sides.
at the reunion.
I don't want to pick sides,
we go
but
back and forth. But
a good friend shouldn't make you pick.
And you know what? I'm glad you said it because at the bottom line is this: real friends, no matter what, it's fine to take some time apart if that's what you need to do. But at the end of the day, if you're really down with me and you really love me and care about me, at some point, you would make the effort to hey, let's really sit down and get past this. I don't think anything happened on the finale that was like, oh my God, we can never be friends again, ever in life. This is the most horrible thing that has ever happened to me. I don't think it was that deep. And I'm a normal, rational person. But at the end of the day, I'm still not going to be in a friendship that I'm not getting that same love back that I'm giving.
No, you're a class act. And by the way, when you said your age, I died a little bit because you are so beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean,
you.
and speaking, we have you here. We may not be at the Bailey Agency in Atlanta, but we have you here. We thought it'd be fun if you could judge our poses with your Bellini. If you would post this on Instagram, we would try to channel the Cynthia Bailey cheekbones for days.
I love that. Okay, stretch.
So we're stretching. We've got. So Brittany, when you're ready, you're gonna go. And
Yeah,
Cynthia
this is a lot of pressure.
I know.
What camera? This
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay, I love that.
what I
Happy.
I'm happy. And
Giving a little leg. I see the leg
I've
kick
had
up a little
5 of
bit.
these, I'm
Holding
good.
it. Yes. Okay, I like that. That's definitely selling it.
Great.
That's
I'm
something.
thinking of this.
Ooh, I like that. Very flirty. Like, you gotta get this Bellini. This is going to make you super happy. And it's kind of giving me a little sexy, but like innocent, flirty sexy. I love that.
Thank
that
you.
Get a window in there for sure.
All right, who's next?
All right, I'm next. I was thinking of like a.
Whoa, hold
I
on.
was hoping to get to a GIF for mine, and it's like.
No.
My precious! No, like, haha, I love it!
No,
I'm trying to sell.
I'm gonna have to work on you.
Okay. Wait, I didn't win?
Should we send her down to Atlanta?
You didn't come close. No.
Wait, hold on.
But you were committed. No. I love your passion and your commitment, but that's
I'll try again.
not the right audience that we're trying to sell to.
She's gonna work with you.
Okay, we're gonna come back.
I'm having fun though. I'm having fun. I love it.
I know. And I'm glad you're having fun.
I love it.
We're gonna come back.
Okay.
Okay. God bless you.
I wish I wasn't wearing a sweat. I'm gonna unbutton.
Okay. We'd like a little extra skin.
Oh my slut.
Ooh.
Wow.
Let's take it straight on
just chug
back.
it. Yep.
Okay.
You're gonna. Yep. I think he's going for the goal.
Okay. All right.
Are you gonna die?
Oh my God.
Oh.
You're gonna pee his pants tonight.
Oh
not
my
even
God. All right. Now that's how you drink a peach Bellini.
It is so good, guys. Cynthia, thank you so much for being here. It was so much fun.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Everyone make sure to check out Cynthia's Peach Bellini beverage from Seagram's Escapes. We'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same table. Bye, everyone.
Bye.